Radio Club, and we primarily use the VHF frequency close to the 2 metre band. We also have a UHF frequency close to the 70 centimetre band, and they're our own, pretty much our own frequencies. We have our own repeater that we set up and install radios in cars and have our guys around all the checkpoints and run the whole event for them.
vk3xil, vk3ftom, okay, no worries at all. Oh, well, as long as it keeps you busy and out of trouble, I suppose that's all that really matters, and yeah, that would be a... Right. So where was the rally this weekend? I'm assuming down Gippsland Way?
Yeah, basically just north of Druin, around the Newgee, so the Nirram sort of area, actually not Newgee, Nirram, Powelltown area.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about, okay. Fair enough. Oh, well, that sounds good. Well, if nothing else, it's good promotion for the hobby to see radio amateurs going in and providing communications for things. Good public service as well. So congratulations on that, and yeah. Not to worry. But there's lots of stuff like that which happens, and good to see it is happening still. Considering you hear a lot of people say, emergency communications and public service is dead with the advent of the cell phone. Well, got news, there isn't coverage everywhere. vk3xil live from vk3ftom.
Yeah, well, we've been doing this for around about 40 years, and we're still doing it, and it's still going strong. So, yeah, it's a fun thing to do, and the people out there really appreciate the effort we go to.
Well, that's the main thing. Yep. There's lots of good stuff which happens out there, and yep. Anyway, it's good, and I'm glad to see you supporting the community that way, and yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to? I hope keeping busy, and been doing anything else on the radio scene lately? Any home brewing or experimenting or DXing? Been doing anything else on the radio front of things?
This sort of stuff keeps me pretty busy. We got a donation of a heap of equipment, so like I've been going through like a whole heap of antennas and magnetic mounts and stuff like that, and making sure they all work and fixing up the ones that don't. And we got donated a Clark pump up mast, and just we're getting together all kinds of gears. We're setting up better and newer radios all the time. There's a lot to do. I mean, when I get back from this rally, I've got to go through all the radios in my boot and make sure they're all up to scratch, because I've got another rally in 2 weeks' time anyhow.
Wow, okay, that's a lot of public service communications, but never mind. Wow, that is quite significant. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, no worries at all. Well, as long as it's keeping you busy, and yeah. So I'm assuming when you say you've got repeaters, I'm assuming they're battery powered or solar powered or some sort of portable power if you take them to all these different events.
Yeah, we have a few repeaters as well as translators and stuff like that, and they are mostly battery powered. We do have one set of solar panels that we use for some of the longer events, and the batteries we normally use are actually 6-volt batteries in series, so that they're easier to carry.
Yeah, vk3ftom returning. Yeah, okay, 6 volt, right? Okay. If I'm not mistaken, isn't most RF equipment 13.8? So I'm assuming you have some sort of up converter in there.
No, they run off 12 volts. We just have two 6-volt batteries in series to run them off 12 volts.
Yep. Okay, you have two of them in series. That makes sense now. Okay, yes, that makes a lot of sense. Right. Yep. Yep. Right. So I'm assuming the antennas are nothing fancy, just verticals on the highest point you can get them up at.
Yeah, well, the repeaters usually use folded dipoles. The rally base, we have we have a few things. We have a small collinear vertical, and also I have custom-made some J-poles, and they're double J-poles, so they have the VHF and the UHF frequency on them. And also have a collinear for in case we ever use the CB band, which we still actually have a UHF CB repeater as well. And also have an antenna for Pinet radios, if you've ever heard of them, because we've got a Pinet radio in the system as well, although that very rarely gets used these days.
I could honestly say I've never heard of Pinet. I might look that up on Google later.
Okay, well, Pinet is a system set up by Roger Baker, vk3BKR, and it's called Pinet because he got the radios from 4 and 20 originally, and he actually got a whole heap of radios and pretty much started the first purpose-built communication systems for car rallies. And so they were the preeminent supplier of communications for car rallies for quite some time. And we just started off using UHF CBs, as well as 27 meg CBs in the early days, and now we have our own frequencies, our own repeaters, and Pinet hardly ever gets used.
Yeah, vk3xil returning. Okay, yes, I knew Roger. I know Roger through the EMDRC. He and I are both members, and I've met Roger, and I knew he had a couple of commercial frequencies allocated into him around the 70 megahertz mark. So I'm assuming that's what's on them then. Okay, that makes more sense now. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. I knew he had some commercial stuff on the 70 megs range, and I'm assuming that's what Pinet is. Okay. Not to worry, and I did know he was involved in the car rally comms as well. vk3xo, vk3FTO.
Yes, I've known Roger for quite a while. He was one of the first people I got to make friends with when I became an amateur. So yeah, and when he does communication for these car rallies.